This is the I broke your face rankings video. Here, I'm going to give you my top 10 fighters that look completely different after their bout, from title fights to early prelims. It doesn't really matter. I don't discriminate. This is from my memory, my recollection. So that means this is my opinion. So if you guys think that I'm wrong, if you guys have a fight that I missed, let me know in the comments below. That would help me a lot. If you guys like rankings video, check out my Herb Dean is an awful piece of shit referee video. That's in my channel. Also, check out my generational aura loss video and my underdog moments since 2020 rankings video here. People are giving me a lot of slack and a lot of praise also about my Herb Dean thumbnail video for my rankings for him. I don't speak Portuguese, bro. I don't speak Portuguese. I don't know what he says. There's a language barrier between me and Alex Pereira. And I can't trust Plinio Cruz, his translator friend and trainer. I can't trust him. He's a paraphraser. He's not a translator. He's a paraphraser. So I'm watching Alex Pereira talk about Herb Dean, about the back of the head shots. I'm like, right there, boom, he said the N-word. He said the N-word right there. And I wrote it down. And that's basically what happened. If you guys like my content, like and subscribe. That would help a lot. Here's my top 10. I broke your face rankings video. You see Kamaru Usman with that legendary meme, and you see Joanna Jędrzejczyk look like Megamind swell maxing to the finest. Here's my top 10 with video proof. Let's start it out. We have number 10, Tony Ferguson versus Cowboy Cerrone. This bout happened in 2019 for the lightweight number one contendership spot for Khabib Nurmagomedov's title. Cowboy Cerrone starts off very, very well. You see Cowboy Cerrone's eye here. You see the before and after. Cowboy Cerrone looks very, very different, but the eye wasn't because of Tony Ferguson. It was repercussion and the aftermath of blowing his nose, which he shouldn't be doing after Tony Ferguson shattered his nose. So here are some highlights for it right here. I got video proof for you guys. You see Donald Cerrone going forward, landing some combinations, taking him down. But then Tony Ferguson in the second round, the cardio king that he is, loses a lot of first rounds. He does Lando Venata, Anthony Pettis, lose a lot of first rounds, but you see him thumping the jab, thumping the cross, throwing the 1-2 down the middle, really shattering and breaking Donald Cerrone's nose. Also lands a shot after the bell, which really shouldn't have counted. Probably coming up soon somewhere, but you see those twos landing. But then now, right there it is. There it is. But then you see his eye right there. He blew his nose. If you're a veteran fighter, you know this. If you're a new fighter, you should be knowing this. Is if your nose is broken and shattered, and you want to create air tunnels through it, that sucks. Do not do it, because if you blow your nose hard enough and you close it, your eye will swell up and cause inflammation. And that's what happened to Cowboy Cerrone after the second round, and he couldn't start the third round via doctor stoppage. So that's at number 10. At number 9, we have Don Frye versus Yoshihiro Takayama. This fight happened before I started watching UFC, but why is this on it? I started watching UFC in 2009, 2010. Okay, so UFC fighters, UFC highlight reels used to have this fight a lot on there, and you have to understand the demographic that the UFC used to have back then. It's not the sport it is known today. It was the bar fights, the Tank Abbotts. That's what UFC was known for. Okay. And this fight, Don Frye and Takayama, epitomized bar fighting. And Don Frye goes to Pride, not even the UFC, but goes to Pride. And you see these fighters just go at it. I didn't find a before and after for Takayama because it looks the same. It looks the same. I'm Asian. I can say it. It looks the same. It looks the same. I'm Asian. I can say it. It looks the same. Because before and after look the same. Even though he broke his orbital, it looks the same. I can say it. I'm Asian. But Takayama, I have to put him at number 9 because he broke his face, and he really couldn't see afterwards. His eyes were going this way after the fight. He's not here anymore. He passed away, but I think he passed away. Am I crazy? Maybe RIP Takayama if he passed away. But here's the fight. Let's give you some background noise for it. When it comes crashing down, you ain't have to hide. Coming down, Don Frye. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I gotta take a stance. My name's Don Frye. I am a real American, beating the fuck out of this Asian. I am a real American. Fight for your life. Fight for Don Frye. Pew, pew, pew. Wow, perfect ending. Yeah. So that's basically what happened there. And you see Takayama's face. It is absolutely mangled and destroyed. Again, the before and after really doesn't do it justice. But you see him. You can't really see. Okay? And don't say it, guys. Don't say it. Can't really see. Okay. Number 8, Norma Dumont versus Irene Aldana. You're going to be wondering, why is this number 8? Why is this number 8? Why is this number 8? It's number 8 because even though the vagina opened up on her forehead, right? It wasn't because of anything to do with fighting. It was a head clash. Okay. So I'm going to show you right here. It was a head clash. So it wouldn't be fair to other people. It wouldn't be fair to other people if I put them over that, because that was from legal strikes and I wouldn't be fair to them. So I put it here at number 8. That makes more sense to me, honestly. And you see Irene Aldana and Norma Dumont collide heads. Boom! Collide heads right there. Opens it up at UFC Noche in the Sphere. And Irene Aldana hasn't fought since then. So that's a big, big news. Like babe, probably in sparring or in camp, she's fighting, and then that cut is not healing. And it keeps getting reopened. So that's probably why she can't fight. But she hasn't fought since 2024, Irene Aldana. It's a big, big moment. That's one of the most disgusting cuts I've ever seen in my life. It looks like you can just, it's like one of those slots where you put your credit card in. It looks really, really bad. Number 7, Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson. This happened in 2020, the first fight during COVID. No fans in the stands. Khabib had to bow out of it. So this is the interim lightweight championship bout. Tony Ferguson, the massive favorite, fights Justin Gaethje, the big underdog. Justin Gaethje ends up putting the pause on Tony Ferguson. The cardio of Justin Gaethje ends up going well against the legendary cardio king of Tony Ferguson, because Justin Gaethje trains in Colorado, but Justin Gaethje puts the pause on Tony Ferguson. You see the eyes. You see how mangled his face looks. It looks really bad. Tony Ferguson has tough skin. He has Mexican tough skin. And this is what happens to him. Let's play the video right here. You see the hard shots Justin Gaethje lands on him. Boom, hard shot. He ends up making Tony Ferguson quit in this fight. That's how beat up Tony Ferguson. He's not the first person that quit to Justin Gaethje strikes. Let's just say that. So Tony Ferguson ends up getting beat badly. His face was mangled. He ends up getting cuts around his eye, over his eye, underneath his eye, probably fractured nose, broken nose, whatever he had. It looked really bad for him. He went to the hospital for a couple of days. There's before and after his hospital photos as well. But you see how different he looks here. The uppercut already happened. Oh my God, it was a nasty, nasty 2 down the middle. You see him running away. It was not looking good for Tony Ferguson. Let's just end that right there. Yeah, that video ended anyways. Shout out to the people that make the video. Arena Knockouts, thank you for your video. MMA Clipmaster, thank you for your videos. But number 7, Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson. His face was absolutely mangled. Number 6, prelim fight. Nazim Sadykhov versus Evan Elder. This happened like 2 or 3 years ago. I watched this fight live. Honestly, I don't know what's worse. Like, this is probably the worst one I've seen, but I don't know what's worse, the before or the after. Because the stitching, I'm like, that still looks disgusting to me. And the before, it looks like about a palm of football, the way that the stitching is on his eyebrow. And the after does not look good either. But you'll see Nazim Sadykhov land a lot of strikes on his via knees, via elbows, via punches, jabs, and really hurting Evan Elder, getting this fight stopped due to cuts. A lot of people thought this was an early stoppage or a bad stoppage, but then we saw how deep the cut was after they cleaned it, because it was filled with a lot of blood. And then we saw Evan Elder really struggle to come back. He took like a long time off because of this injury. He took like a year off from this injury, and it makes sense. But you see the cut. It doesn't look as bad here, but when they cleaned it up, it looked really gross and disgusting. That is my number 6. At number 5, we have Rory Macdonald versus Robbie Lawler 2. This was a welterweight championship fight that happened in like 2015, where Rory Macdonald lost to Robbie Lawler, ends up getting folded by a couple of jabs and a couple of naked twos. You're going to see this fight. This fight is absolutely fucking grueling to watch. You see, shout out to GHT Arena. You see Robbie Lawler really put it on Rory Macdonald with these naked twos. Rory Macdonald doesn't move his head a lot. You see that jab really hurting him. You see that cross really hurting him. Ends up folding him right there. Look at his face. Just look at his face after and before. It's really, really bad. Like, he can't even breathe out of his nose. He's concussed. It looks really bad. Like, what happened? This is one of the best fights of all time also too. But what a great fight. Sad ending because of the stoppage, of how it stopped. But great, great fight. You see the face of him. I mean, it looks like a zombie. He looks awful. Number 4, Chidi Njoku versus Gregory Rodrigues. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. I'm going to show it to you. This happened like 2 or 3 years ago. Gregory Rodrigues fought Chidi Njoku, and you saw him throw this knee. I'm going to slow it down for you. I already slowed it down for you guys, actually. You see him throw this knee right here. Boom! Oh, my God. That knee split Gregory Rodrigues wide open, and he ends up continuing this fight and winning this fight. But he looked awful. You saw that photo of him. He looked awful. He looked terrible. Every single punch to the forehead, right in between the eyebrows, really, really were hurting Gregory Rodrigues. I mean, you saw literally his skin off his face. He looked like a fake Ghost Rider. And Gregory Rodrigues ends up getting the win in the first round, beating Chidi Njokuani. If this fight went into the second round, you know this fight would have been stopped. Your face cannot look like this. Look how bad that cut was. It was brutal. A knee from Chidi Njokuani, who's very, very bony already, right into Gregory Rodrigues' face. That's what happens. That's disgusting. That's number 4. At number 3, Corey Sandhagen versus Song Yadong. I mean, look how disgusting this cut is. I mean, it's gross. This is as bad as Evan Elder's. I think this might be worse than Evan Elder's, but you'll see it right here what Corey Sandhagen does. This is in 2x speed, but a lot of up elbows, a lot of knees, a lot of flying knees, a lot of up elbows. I mean, you see how many up elbows he throws. A lot of look at that elbow again, step in elbow, beautiful knee right down. Everything is towards that eye. He's really going for a flying knee right there. Ends up having a doctor stoppage. It was disgusting. That is number 3. It was really, really gross. Let's go to number 2. Number 2, Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk. This was bad. This was bad. This was a title fight that happened during COVID, or right before COVID. Israel Adesanya versus, I think there's a pay-per-view right before COVID. Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. You see Joanna Jędrzejczyk's face. This was from repeated damage for a long, long time. Like, you see it. Again, Arena Knockouts doing a great job. You just see the amount of 1-2s that land on Joanna's face. Joanna has a Muay Thai style. She dips her head every single time she punches. And when she's about to get punched, she dips it. So you hit her forehead, which is the hardest part on the face. And you usually break your hands off of it. That's what like BJ Penn does. Maybe that's why you have CTE. But that's what BJ Penn does. And you see Joanna just over time, gradually having her face just being rearranged and look like Megamind. She's swell maxing to the finest. And I think that this is the number 2 worst one because they're female. And this is all straight from punches, from elbows, from 2s down the middle. Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Weili Zhang is number 2. Number 1, it has to be number 1. Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria. This has to be number 1. I mean, this guy was unrecognizable. This guy, he was unrecognizable in this fight. Not him fighting his actual fight, but like after the fight, you're like, dude, who is this guy? This guy looked like he had a botched plastic surgery. That's how bad he looked. He broke both his orbitals. He had bone protrusion out of his cheekbone. People are going to say a recency bias, but I mean, this was bad. You have to understand, he used to be a 135 pounder. He's going against a big, big lightweight who would dream of making 135 pounds in Justin Gaethje. And just going forward in the pocket, vertical line, no angles created the way that Max Holloway did, and going in a straight line. So he's taking a beating as a smaller guy than Justin Gaethje, and taking a beating to the face. So basically the same beating that Tony Ferguson did, but Tony Ferguson withstand it because he's a big lightweight. So his face doesn't get his bone density is better, bigger, stronger than Ilia Topuria's. But Ilia Topuria shouldn't be getting punched by someone this big. And Ilia Topuria ends up doing it and gets both his orbitals broken. It was really, really bad. Let's just watch a couple highlights of it. It was brutal to watch. Boom. Yikes. Ooh, yikes. Ooh. This is from Jepper. But again, these highlights really don't do it justice, or Justin. But you see it, boom, boom, right down the middle, really hurting his eye. You see this bone coming out from his eye, next to his eye. It's disgusting. His face was absolutely mangled. But again, that was my number 1. Is there recency bias? I don't think so. But this was crazy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. Like and subscribe. Thank you.